Hey guys, Radperformance. I just wanted to show you HEI distributor replacement on an Camaro, an IROC-Z. So basically, from the early 80s into the 90s, the body style, F-body. Basically, it's very close to the cowl here, but it'll come out. We already pulled off the distributor cap. We're going to be pulling off the rotor and the distributor hold down, because we're going to be replacing this electronic style with a conventional style. We already cleaned out a lot of the emission stuff. We're going to be replacing the carburetor with a non-electric Rochester. So we're going to match all this. The electronic distributor works hand in hand with the electronic carburetor on these series of cars from the early 80s, the early to mid 80s. So you really should do it in tandem. If you're going to do a carburetor change, definitely do a distributor change, because the computer monitors the timing with how it meters the fuel and the throttle position sensor on these cars. So if you do them in tandem, you'll have a very seamless outcome, and the car will run a lot smoother, a lot better. You don't have to backtrack finding all original parts to make everything work. It'll actually run a lot cleaner and save gas too if you do it this way. So that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to take that bolt out, which is basically the same as all small block Chevy bolts. That's a 9/16 hold down. So we're going to unthread that. So we got the bolt, and we're going to take out the hold down, take it clearly out so it doesn't interfere with the distributor shaft. And now we're going to pull off the rotor just to give ourselves a little more room. It won't get hung up on any of the wires or this. The rotor is going to get bounced around. So I would just suggest just take out the rotor, and it gives you a little more clearance against the firewall and the cowl. And there we go. There's our electronic setup. There's no mechanical advance here. It's all done by the computer, which is why we're going to be changing it. So now we can go ahead and try to lift it out. Let's give it a spin. Clearance it right there. And you see then the housing comes right out on it. And we'll just unclip this right here, the harness for it. Pull on that one. And there we go. Out with the electronic, and we're going to be putting in our nice new mechanical advance. Okay guys, so now we got our new HEI distributor. So we're just going to follow it, try to get it back in here. So we're going to stab it back in and align the rotor. There's a little mark where we had on the carburetor to number 1. So we can get this in and started and running. Okay, so we got the HEI in. So now it's sitting where we want it. So now we're going to go back to the reassembly. We will not be using the original electronic harness. We're just going to be using the single battery terminal to go to the battery terminal of the distributor, and the tack wire to run the tack. So it just has 2 right into here, battery and tack, and the harness from the distributor itself will go in, and that's it. It'll be single wire hookup. And then we'll hook up our wires again and put everything back together, get it all squared away. Okay guys, so we have the HEI back. We have the battery terminal from the original right here on BAT, and we put the tack because we have a dashboard tachometer. The main harness is here. So we're going to get started again with just putting the wires back, get everything back to normal so we can start this guy up. that's it. So when we get it fired off, we'll do a timing. These cars had electrical distributor, and the computer monitored the timing. There was a baseline out of the factory, so what we'll do now is we put it back so we can get any small block Chevy timing set. You can do 8 degrees, you can do 12 degrees. We're going to probably tune it anyway, so we might just stick around 8 or 10 degrees, and when we take the car out and tune it, we may just bump it up to whatever we want, 12 or 14. It could handle all of those. It really depends on how the car is set up, the cam, and the gasoline that you're going to be used. So you're safe from 8 to 14 with anything. You know, even if you're running 87 octane, 8 degrees would be fine. So we're going to go circle around and finish the wiring and get the car hopefully running, that we can do key on with a test and make sure we have spark again, and then crank it. We'll get the 8. Need 3?
Yeah, it's number 3.
Put him under. He's going over number 6. Put him under.
And he is number 2.
You can bring him under and around. We're just getting them all in order to try to make them look nice. Do it on your ride too, so they don't cross track or really pull on anything. So we're just going to go around the top, starting with number 1. I'm going to call them out, and you can just follow the circle if you want, Paulie.
Yeah.
1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. So we are good to go for the next step. So let's see where it takes us.